Fond du Lac and Locust is at the top of the list. The city reports as crashes here have cost society $44 million, and that's just within the past half decade. Kevin couldn't tell us how many of these metal poles and signs have been knocked down at every location, but he says 29 have been smashed along this stretch of Capitol Drive in just 2 months. We're in one right now here at 35th and Capitol, the nearest pharmacy nearly a mile away. This project isn't just about removing car lanes. Stoplights will also be replaced with massive roundabouts in the middle of the major intersections. It's part of an $8 million project to transform 8 blocks of West Walnut Street. City engineer Kevin Muse considers it the city's signature traffic calming effort of the year.
It's tough to be here. Really is.
Whether it's looking at family pictures,
Jeez, I just miss you.
or simply around her home,
See, remodeled my kitchen, did my bathroom.
Dottie Hackett is constantly reminded of her son.
Is it hard for you to see your grandkids live without their father?
Oh, God, you just don't know. He wants to go to the cemetery almost every day.
Dottie's son Marquise was heading home from dinner with his girlfriend back in January when he was killed in a T-bone crash caught on surveillance video.
Your life is just never the same, and you don't know what you have, that old adage, until it's gone. Boy, if that's not true.
Police say the driver, a 14-year-old boy, took off from officers after committing an armed robbery.
She said she remembers laughing and talking with him, and the light turned green, and when she pulled out into the intersection, that's the last thing she remembers.
Since that day, Dottie can't stop wondering whether her son would still be alive if police called off the pursuit for high speeds.
When you hear 11 people killed in 1 year in police pursuits, your son being one of them, what goes to your mind?
Why? I don't know why. It's a lot to lose, not just for me, but for all the other 10 families that lost their loved one, whatever circumstances. I mean, life cannot be replaced.
For a long time, Milwaukee police were only allowed to pursue when the driver or the car was believed to have been involved in a violent felony. 6 years ago, the Fire and Police Commission loosened that policy, letting officers chase for reckless driving or mobile drug trafficking offenses. Since then, pursuit deaths skyrocketed. Milwaukee police data shows 23 people have been killed in chases since 2018. That's compared to 6 deaths in the previous 5 years.
But I think we have to get back to a point where we're holding, individuals accountable.
Mayor Cavalier Johnson says he supported the policy shift when it happened and still does to this day.
Does it concern you how many people are dying in these police pursuits?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, anytime somebody is hurt by any means in Milwaukee, I get that information, I see that information, and I'm concerned about that information. I'm also concerned about the overall level of public safety in Milwaukee, too.
Since the policy shift, pursuits soared past 1,000 year after year, largely due to reckless driving chases. They make up 2/3 of all Milwaukee pursuits.
Do you think Milwaukee's problem with reckless driving has gotten better since police were allowed to pursue reckless drivers?
I believe so. Now, I granted that there's still a lot of work to do, and as you drive across the city, you see a lot of the work that we've undertaken in my administration to address the issue of reckless driving.
Dottie disagrees with the mayor.
I'd like to see him reevaluate it. Is it worth it?
She thinks the city is putting too many innocent people at risk.
How many more people are going to die?
Just like her son. Reporting in Milwaukee, Ben Jordan, TMJ4 News. 101 in Racine County. 102 in Kenosha County. And 103 in Ozaukee County.
103 is what I thought, yeah.
3 examples in recent months of state troopers clocking triple digits. One of which was in the middle of a rainstorm. Dash camera video shows this black car zipping past law enforcement. 10 seconds later, he's out of sight.
And you gotta slow down, all right? I know I hammered you with tickets.
The Illinois driver was hit with 5 citations, driving 32 over the limit, reckless driving, too fast for conditions, no proof of insurance, and no driver's license on him to show to the trooper.
102 in the rain is reckless driving, man.
State Patrol took us behind the wheel for a ride-along so we could witness the problem in real time.
The high speed that I ever clocked was 121 miles an hour.
Master Trooper Brendan Brown has been a state patrolman for 23 years. He spends his shifts cruising the freeways in southeastern Wisconsin looking for driving violations. Have you noticed over the past 3 years more people are speeding egregiously?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think there's any question that speeds have certainly risen, especially on the freeway system. I don't think that's in question at all.
Wisconsin Department of Transportation data shows it's indisputable. In 2019, State Patrol caught 583 drivers going at least 100 miles per hour. Each year since, that figure has more than doubled. Within 2 minutes of patrolling on the median,
There we go, 88.
Trooper Brown caught a driver going 18 over the limit.
Well, the reason you're stopped today is because of your speed. $250.90 right there.
Give me a tap on the wrist, man.
No, not for 88 and the 70.
Trooper Brown believes there are two main reasons behind skyrocketing citations for dangerous speeds. Light traffic during the early days of the COVID lockdown.
There were much fewer motorists out. I think it gave people an opportunity to increase their speeds because they weren't being weighed down by other traffic.
Secondly, Trooper Brown says newer cars drive much smoother and quieter to the point where people may not recognize how fast they're truly going. So you think it's kind of baked in at this point?
I think it is.
Speeding 25 over the limit on the interstate comes with a $326 fine, 6 demerit points against your driving record, and insurance rate hikes. But one thing Trooper Brown says most drivers don't know is you also lose your driving privileges for 15 days.
The mandatory suspension that we have now really hits a driver's license.
Several consequences
That speed's gonna kill somebody or you.
far outweighed by the dangers. Reporting in Waukesha, Ben Jordan, TMJ4 News. Flashing lights, speed radar, and a crossing guard. All signs that should tell drivers to stop for students.
It was an unfortunate life lesson for my 7-year-old.
But as Kate Pagliari now knows,
The whole term, mama bear, right, kind of comes out.
it just takes one careless driver to cause panic.
You just go into instinct mode.
Kate didn't just hear about her daughter's close call, she was right behind her.
It happened so fast, but it seemed to be close to 60 miles an hour.
Church surveillance video shows two girls walking. One of them goes onto Swan Boulevard behind these tall bushes. She was urgently pulled back by a crossing guard fractions of a second before a white car speeds through. What was going through your mind in those few seconds?
Gosh, you think you're going to lose everything.
Kate called Wauwatosa police, but by the time the officer arrived, the driver was long gone. She says safe crosswalks are essential in Wauwatosa because the school district doesn't have buses.
There's crosswalk signs everywhere. No one's stopping.
That's why Kate wants the city to make streets with crosswalks safer. Her suggestions include lowering speed limits, installing speed humps, or making this a four-way stop.
I would be concerned. I have children myself.
David Simpson is Wauwatosa's Public Works Director. This is a four-way intersection. Just two sides, however, have stop signs. This parent wonders, is this incident reason enough to put stop signs on both sides here?
My response would be additional stop signs give a false sense of security to those using it. People ignore stop signs like they do other things. So having that additional stop sign wouldn't solve the problem.
In lieu of school buses, David says the city has what's called safe routes to school. About 24 crossing guards are stationed at busy crosswalks. Should they expect any changes to this particular crosswalk?
Anytime anything like this is brought to our attention, we evaluate the particular infrastructure to see if there's any change we can do. We'll do that here to see if there are any options.
As Kate waits on the city to take action,
No one's, adhering to the lights. They think these people can wait.
she wants drivers to treat crosswalks as if their kids are crossing.
Reporting in Wauwatosa, Ben Jordan, TMJ4 News.